All right, guys, these are your channeled messages for August 6th through the 13th, 2026. But the messages are timeless. Wherever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. Okay, first card out is it's going to be okay, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Things are happening for your highest good. It's going to work out. It's happening for you, not to you, and have faith in the divine. Second card out is enough is enough. Crossed lines, fed up, out of alignment, divine intervention. And last card out is you got this. Keep going, stick to the plan one day at a time. You're on the right path and keep the faith. It just feels like there's so much taking place right now that is, what's the word for this energy, for this feeling right now? That's heavy, upheaving, um, jarring. And it's really affecting you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. And it can kind of feel like this is a moment of a lot of purging. It can feel like this is a moment of a lot of like releasing, a lot of intense energy, a lot of friction, a lot of tension. It's giving like a lot of Mars energy, right? A lot of tumultuous feelings kind of bubbling up to the surface like kamikaze, right? And we are in eclipse season. We are amongst the season of eclipse, and the energy is reflecting that heavily as well, where it just feels like there's so much monumental collapsing out of outdated connections, energies, behaviors, patterns, frequencies, limiting beliefs, things of this nature that's being dredged up, taken care of, excavated, cleared out, right? As being brought to the surface for you to see, acknowledge, deal with, do away with. But it's a lot. It's very powerful, it's very heavy, it's very intense, and it's very draining to deal with. Like I've been swimming in this energy, going through it firsthand for like the last, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, probably for like the last month or so. And but this like even right now to do this reading today, it's like I'm I'm struggling to have the energy to do so because it's just so much is taking place energetically right now. And I think there's a lot of these emotional points where you're going to be brought to check in, where you're going to be brought, made, forced to confront your feelings, your emotions, your limiting beliefs, your frustrations, your angers, your stressors, your fears, your phobias, your anxieties, your whatever the things may be, right? It's going to come to the surface. And it needs to, because it's this eclipse time, right? We want to eclipse out the nonsense, the stuff that no longer needs to be holding on and being a part of your vibration, frequency, energy any longer, right? Things that have overstayed their welcome in your energetic field, in your body, in your mind, in your vessel, in your heart, in your emotions, all the things, right? We're really wanting to start this next season with a very blank slate as much as possible, energetically, emotionally, right? So but to do that, it requires this very uncomfortable time, of an immense amount of pressure, of an immense amount of force, of an immense amount of stress, of an immense amount of discomfort that one must be enveloped in. It's almost like it's like wringing out the last bit of gook and grime and all that no longer needs to be within you, within your life, within your energy, right? All that is no longer aligned, all that is no longer in alignment with your highest version of where you're meant to be going, and across the board, feelings, emotions, personas, behaviors, patterns, relationships, all of it is going to be put under the tight, firm grip and squeeze that this universe is imposing upon us, right? It's like a juicer, right? Like it's really trying to squeeze out every last drop of what does not belong, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, mentally. And it is uncomfortable. It's a lot. It's very heavy. It's very intense. And so it just feels like this is where you're at right now, like you in the thick of it to the utmost, or you're really just kind of getting the 1-2 sock and bottom, you know, 1-2 punch continuously though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say here? Like it's like bam, 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 one thing after the other that is coming up that you're having to deal with. And it's not like it feels like it's just emotionally, internally. It's stuff that you've not yet been able to process or confront or deal with or sit with or express or acknowledge, right? It feels very personable, right? It's giving a very heart chakra-y, raw, vulnerable feeling, right? Like it's ripped you ripped you open in the heart chakra, in every crevice that's in here of things that you've not expressed or dealt with or said. It's clawing its way out, right? It is, now is the time for these things to be expressed. Now is the time for it to be dealt with. Now is the times for, like we're getting in there and pulling the weeds from the root. It's a purging time right now, but it is uncomfortable. And so it feels like a lot of this energy is coming from here. And it's just like it's just time for you to deal with this and let it go, because there's no room for the stuff that is out of alignment in this next era of your life. And so it's it's almost like this is like a burning away of all that is no longer necessary for your highest good right now, like a cauterization of things that are holding you back, or things that you, like I've said just a second ago, things that you have not expressed or dealt with, or these limiting beliefs, or this survival mechanisms. I think I talked about it in the last week's video. It's kind of giving this energy as well of like stuff that you need to like leave here, because it feels like you're getting ready to make this like another jump frequency wise. And this aforementioned stuff is stuff that is meant to be dealt with and extracted and removed from your being before this happens, so you can, as I've mentioned, uh, approach this new frequency with a lighter being, with a lighter load. And it is just like the God source universe is kind of playing what is that, what do they call them, old Saint Nick, right? Like make like checking the list, making the list, checking it twice, and like going through and being like, nope, this isn't gonna make the cut. Oh, I see you've not dealt with this yet. Oh, this hasn't been handled, or this hasn't been taken care of, and now we're gonna go through and handle that, or get rid of this, or remove that from your life, right? But a lot of this stuff is presenting in your life as just, it's like showing like explosions, right? Like explosion here, and you're like, oh shit, let me go over here and deal with that. And then like as you're attending to whatever's happening at this explosion, another one pops off over here, and you're like, oh shit, let me go over here and deal with that. And you're like trying to still do the shit over here, take care of the shit over here, and then another explosion pops off, and you're like, oh shit, let me, and you're like trying frantically to like, or like holes coming in the boat, and you're like trying to patch each, use your elbow over here and use this elbow over here and put this hand here, like damn Twister, trying to, keep the the boat afloat while like everything is coming in, but this boat that you're in is like just meant to sink because you're about to get put on a yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a dinghy. Like you're on a little dinghy, but like you've been on this dinghy for like the last 30 years, and it's like falling apart. And like God's source universe has been trying to tell you like, hey, you've outgrown this dinghy. Like I got this yacht right here waiting for you. It's 2 or 3 story yacht. It's got all the things you need over here. Just come on over here. Well, hell, you can even like we can tug the dinghy, but it's just like we need you to get on. But you're over here still trying to. So because you didn't want to like get onto the yacht willingly, I'm trying to give the best example here of this, but it's like it like I see it where you're kind of like, to you it's like holy shit, everything's going awry, and it's just kind of looking like catastrophic disaster and an immense amount of stress and immense amount of pressure and like overwhelm, and you're like flailing in the water. But it's because the universe is doing the forced purge. Uh, what is it for the computers? Like when you hit the task manager Control Alt Delete on Windows to bring up the force close. It's like you had too much shit was open. It was bogging down your CPU, and so God Source Universe is Control Alt Deleting to bring up the forced task manager, and force quitting all the things that are taking up too much CPU and stuff that doesn't need to go on in this next frequency of your where you're going. But and you got this. Like you you're navigating the impossible a lot better than you think you're navigating the impossible here. Like this shit's rough. It is rough, like look at the card. It's like, even the universe wants to give you a hug. Like, damn. Even though the universe is the one that's doing it for your highest good, like it's happening for you, not to you. You know what I mean? But like even still, the universe is like, damn, hey, it's gonna be all right. Um, but you are handling the impossible a lot better than you think that you're handling these, even though you're out here like, oh, oh shit. Um, yeah, but give yourself some grace in it and feel the feelings as they're coming up. I know for me personally, like I just randomly, I don't know if you guys have seen that little clip of the when they canceled the Tiny Chef show on Nickelodeon, and the little Tiny Chef guy was like over there after he had announced that his show was getting canceled, and he was like with this little feather duster, and he was trying to pretend like everything was okay, and then he just dropped the feather duster and started crying. Like it's like you might have moments like that where you're just like, I've had that, and I'm still probably going to continue to have that as we go through August. But like, please give yourself compassion, give yourself some hugs, give yourself some grace, give yourself some extra love, some extra time to just woosah and be here in this. And don't be hard on yourself as you're going through this. You're really doing a phenomenal job, and um, very soon, you're going to be in a state of energy. Like I said, once you make this, once you get to this next frequency level, this next frequency bump that you're heading to, your next era of life, it's all good, it's all golden. But these are just growing pains, so to speak. It's just a part of the process, and growth is uncomfortable. And we grow under an immense amount of pressure, like the rarest of diamonds that we are, right? So allow yourself to go through this process. The card that's at the bottom of the deck is underestimated, unappreciated, and underrated until now. People now see your worth hidden in plain sight, shocking the world with your strength, uniqueness, and growth. Yeah, like I said, it feels like very soon there's going to be this new you that emerges, that's going to be shining and glistening in all your newness. Um, your growth is going to be very visible to people, if it is not already. So once you get out of this this metamorphosis phase that you're in currently, um, it's like it's almost like you're kind of grieving the past versions of yourself, almost like every time you get to this point where like a new you is about to be born, like the next higher version of you is about to be born, or you're about to step into the next higher version of yourself, you kind of grieve the other version that you're leaving behind, right? Because it's like your new life is going to cost you your old life, and this new version of you is going to cost you the old version of you. But you're not like forgetting them. It's not like they're always going to be a part of you. But I think there is this kind of bittersweetness that happens to us when we go through these phases. I know earlier when I was driving my car, just like as a personal example, I had like a flashback to some of the like some really tough things that I had gone through, and just like feeling really sorry for how that version of me was treated by some people, and I was like, damn, that sucks. And it's not like I was in like some weird victim mentality, but it's just like I felt bad for that version of me, and I wanted to hug that version of me. And I don't know why that came up, but like I was just driving and literally I got teary eyed and was crying over an incident that happened back in 2014. So it's like it feels like there's some of this that's going to be coming up in the energy for you guys over the next couple of weeks, next couple of days. So just be mindful of that. But outside of that, like I said, it's like you're about to pop out. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show folks. Like it's this. Like you, it feels like you're about to pop out of the nest and be like, here I am, shining and glistening. Or even if you're not doing that, like I said, people are going to, it's going to be impossible for people to not notice you and your changes, um, because you are going to be radiant. Again, that's what I have for you guys. I hope was helpful. Thank you all for your likes, shares, and subscribes and donations. And don't forget that you can apply to work 101 with me or book a recorded reading. And don't forget the New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension is available on Amazon, as well as your Love and Light but Ready to Fight merch. And I will see you guys next time. Peace, squad.